guys, this is Tarot with Kittens, Weights, and Tarot, and today we are diving into my September 2020 faves. So I love doing faves videos, mainly just to kind of show off some of the things that I was using in September, but also for people to be like, oh, like maybe that's something I could, use too, or I've been looking for something like that, or gives them an idea on repurposing something that they already have. So usually when I'm watching other people's faves videos, it's more for inspiration. So dive into the inspiration, but also if you just kind of came because you're like super curious about what people use in their day-to-day lives, like I am, then I hope you have fun. So I thought I would get into the, Samhain season spirit because as I film this, of course, we're in October already, but I have my Don't Be a Basic Witch shirt on. And actually, I have my brand new black kitty cat earrings that the dude got me when we were at Halloween yesterday at Knott's Berry Farm, because they can't have their Knott's Scary Farm this year. And the park isn't open officially. It's just they were having a food festival, so it was called the Halloween like food festival. So the park is open for food, but not really rides and stuff like that, because that's not allowed yet in California. So let's dive into some other goodies. So the first goodie here, I didn't really have like too much, I didn't really have any like new jewelry or jewelry that I was like, was totally blowing up my skirt for like September, but I do love my candy corn necklace. The dude got this for me at Michael's, and I think it was like under $10. But basically, I was doing my Halloween shopping because I have a Halloween haul video that's coming up. It's going to air on the 15th, and so he saw these and he was like, "How do I not get these for you?" And actually, they're not glass, but they are pretty fragile plastic, so I have to be very careful with them. But when I wore them to Halloween yesterday, I stood out because I was the only one in my candy corn necklace. So there you go. Okay, let's get into snacks. So the very first snack that was my fave of September, and that is actually cookies from our favorite Italian bakery. So that Italian bakery has been there for like a few years, and we keep driving by it. And we're like, why don't we just stop in? Because apparently they deliver their fresh baked bread, to other places, to sell. And so one day my dude walked in and was like, oh, I'll get this, and also I'll get some, Italian pastries. And so brought them home. And yeah, I'm living for these pastries. I don't know, let's see if you can get in on this. Let me see. We don't have that many cookies left because, like I said, they're delicious. And homegirl has a sweet tooth. But there we go. We have like, your jam thumbprint cookies, and you have your, sprinkle cookies, and, other little goodies. So these are really delicious. So if you have an Italian bakery in your hood, I would highly suggest that you go check it out. And although these aren't exactly like pastries and treats I saw when I was in Italy, because I was in Italy for a few weeks, it's pretty close, and they're extremely good. So if you are in San Diego, like in my part of town in Spring Valley, then that is the name of the bakery, if you definitely want to go check that out. Okay, oh, look who shows up. Well, you guys can't see, but Loki's here. Hey, Loki. Hello. Do you want to say hello to everybody? Say hello. I'm always a fave. Yes. Panthers are always a favorite around here. Okay, another fave. Okay, so just FYI. Yes, I know I'm like Miss Workout Buff. And yes, I'm all about the nutrition. But like I said, I have a sweet tooth. I have a lot of fillings too in my mouth due to said sweet tooth. So every once in a while, I do like me some sweets. So unfortunately, I don't have any healthy snacks here for you today. It's all sweets. So this one is called Fannie Mae's Premium Chocolatier since 1920 S'mores Snack Mix. It's not health food. I'm just, it's s'mores. It's got s'mores in the name. Although there's some people that lie to themselves and they're like, oh, but it's a snack mix. Okay, well, you can have snack mix of like candy corn and Hershey Kisses. Doesn't make it healthy. It's not healthy, but it's good. So basically, it's like chocolate covered marshmallows, and it's got chocolate covered like graham cracker, basically kind of like the cereal. Um, and I think that's it that's in there. Kind of like some nut stuff. So yes, crunchy grams, fluffy marshmallows coated in chocolate milk. Oh yes, definitely a fave. And some more Halloween centered candy. We have the Mother's Circus Animal Cookies, but they are the Halloween edition. And actually, I was looking all over Target and I can't find any more of these. Probably a good thing because it's probably not good that I eat all these cookies. But it's once a year. So we have these like white and orange kitty cats, and they have little bats. And I mean, they don't taste any different. They just taste like the regular circus animal cookies, but they look cute. And also, I got a few different types of the Reese's peanut butter cups, but they're different shapes. So the first one is the white cream, which there's white cream in here. Doesn't really taste any different than a regular Reese's, but it's still good, because I like regular Reese's. And then they have little bats. This was from like a different pack. I just put all the 3 packs. There's 3 different like cookies, pastries, chocolates in here. The other one is a little pumpkin, so it's shaped like pumpkins. And actually, if you watched my October pick a card reading, then you were already introduced to these. Peanut butter cups are a weakness of mine. They're actually a weakness of my brother's as well. So they're only in the house around Halloween, and then I eat them all, and then I'm good for the year. My brother, though, I think he eats them like every day. Bro needs to go see the dentist. See, this is why I go to the dentist twice a year, so I can keep up on my cavities, because I don't want any more cavities. And so far, we've been pretty good. So there you go. So now we're getting into shoes. Actually, I have one pair of shoes. I didn't really go crazy, and I haven't really bought shoes in a little while. But I had to get these because I've always wanted freaking Doc Martens, and I never got Doc Martens. I got like the knockoff brand when I was in high school, so it was like I was gonna say Fock Fartins, Faux Fartin, Faux Martins. But anyway, I saw these and I got them on Amazon. Actually, I saw them at Dolls Kill on their website, and then I saw that they were cheaper on Amazon. And yes, they are real leather, and they have embroidered roses. I was like, how do I not get these? So I've been wearing these a lot with like my shorts, everything. It zips up the side, so you can, don't have to keep like lacing up your boots. But they're super comfortable. They do have that bounce in the step. And if you're wondering, why Tara, why do you have magazines in your shoes? And actually, little known trick, if you roll up a magazine and put it in your boots, it helps to keep the shape of the boots. They don't, how when you put boots in your closet and they like tip over and then they get that weird crease on the side because your boots have been laying on their side. So this just helps keep the, whatever fabric or leather or whatever it is that you have, for your shoes. It just keeps the form really nice and helps to preserve your shoes, because I'm all about preservation of my shoes. Yes, I go to the cobbler once a year, and my shoes that need a little extra love, I take them to the cobbler, and I polish my own shoes, and I also put like certain like leather creams and stuff like that to keep the keep it waterproof, stuff like that. So I take really good care of my really nice shoes. And so yes, these were a fave. On into books, and I just have a couple of books because the other books I've already, I think, talked about in September, with my reviews and stuff like that. So Beneath the Moon, I haven't finished it yet, but I have been loving this so much. So this is by Yoshi Yoshitani. It says fairy tales, myths, and divine stories from around the world. And actually this coincides with Yoshi Yoshitani's tarot deck, which actually that was one of my faves for September. So you're going to be seeing that in just a moment. But there's beautiful artwork in here, actually reminiscent of childhood books, like the artwork in childhood books that I had as a kid. But lots of wonderful stories again from all over the world. So, and it's also a really good price on the Amazons. So, oh, and actually, Prime Day is coming up. I think it's like October 13th or something like that. And some people are like, oh, they just get you to spend money. But if you were going to already buy something, why not do it on Prime Day and save some extra cash? Because me, I'm all about saving the cash. So yeah, this book was definitely a fave. And the second book for September is Pachamama's Children, and it says Mother Earth and Her Children of the Andes in Peru. And actually, there is a friend of mine on Facebook. She sent me a couple of books. These are her used books, and I haven't started reading the other one yet, but I have started reading this one, and it is fabulous. And also, I mean, if you guys don't know, like, I'm all about like diving into my ancestry, and basically my ancestry is all over the world because my family never met a culture that they didn't want to have babies with. So so there's a lot of mixing going on in this DNA. And actually, some of my DNA does come from indigenous Andes in South America. So I'm diving into this book, loving it so much. And there's also some wonderful photographs in here too. I mean, there's black and white photographs, but there's a lot of beautiful color photographs as well. But a lot of rich history and stories coming straight from the mouths of the people in Peru, which is so cool. And my dad and my stepmom actually got to go to, they visited Machu Picchu. It was the last year, I think it was. No, or the year before. Yeah, it was the year before. But my dad's 80 now, so it's like things that he's been wanting to do before he was 80. Now they have like their different bucket list of like things to do now that he's after like 80. Like now things to do before I'm 100. But anyway, so I want to visit Machu Picchu someday. That would be pretty freaking awesome. And then lastly, we're getting into some decks, faves. Actually, there's a few decks here for September. And the first one is the Tottenham Oracle, which is it's a Philippine flora botanical deck. So Chingay Labrador is the creator of the Practical Magic Tarot, the Practical Magic Pinoy, or Pinoy Practical Magic Tarot, and she's also the creator of the Tottenham Oracle. And if you don't know, my grandfather is from Cebu, Philippines, so I'm always, diving into anything Pinoy. And it is also my mission to one day visit the Philippines, Cebu specifically, and Manila, where he lived for a while as well. And I believe my grandpa's also buried in Manila, so, I want to go visit his grave. But my brother has been to the Philippines. He was more near like Luzon and stuff like that, so... But anyway, this is a gorgeous deck. I did a review of this. If you are interested, just check it up under my deck reviews playlist. But it has the name of it here. It has the, the Latin name, and then it has a keyword here and the keyword in Tagalog, and then a keyword in English. So... it's gorgeous. I love that, like, there's the black background, so it just like pops. So anyway, a fave of mine, if you are interested, go check it out. I don't think people necessarily have to be from a particular culture in order to enjoy a different culture's perspective on things and their flora. So, okay, the next one, which I did a review of, and you guys will see that review on Sunday, and that's the Become an Oracle deck by my girl Wasima over at Ascension Waves and Wasi Magic. She's got a website called Core Magic. She's created all sorts of courses. She's done a few decks before. She just had a book that came out, which I am reviewing, but I have to like really get through it and read it, because it takes me a while for me to do my reviews, because I like to take my time with books before, I do any sort of review for anyone. But anyway, these are the backs of the cards, and it's got all these different types of energy, and I believe it's Anastasia Purr is the artist of this deck, but yeah, the artwork's great, but the energies are like you have your gods and goddesses, you have your fae, you have dragon energy, you have archangels, like the land of the giants. There's all sorts of stuff going on in this deck, and so there's an energy for everything, and all the energies are so diverse and unique, that it definitely would benefit anybody's like healing practice or their journaling or tarot oracle practice. Even could use it in some spell work as well. So anyway, so gorgeous deck. You guys will get that review soon, in a few days. It's already been uploaded, but I like to schedule when my videos go live. Okay, so next one is by my best friend Steph, over at Journal du Fait Moderne et Spiritual Steph, and it's called the I Don't Care Oracle, and this is powered by Core Magic, and that's because she partnered with Wasima, whose deck I just showed you, in order to create her deck. So this is Steph's very first deck. I am so proud of her. I did a whole review in case you're interested, but I have told people over and over I would have gotten this deck like whether or not this was created by my best friend. Because I mean, it's awesome. I just love the cheekiness. I love the artwork, from the artist that they chose for this deck, and I don't know, it's just got a really fun energy to it. It's not like sometimes people might think that the Rebel deck is a little harsh and tough, and I don't feel like it's that way. I feel like it's more like one of your more vocal, outspoken friends, So anyway, super, super, super cool deck. Definitely go check it out if you are interested. I'm so proud of her. Like, I was like so stoked. I was like, oh my God, my best friend has a deck. Okay, so the next one is the Truth Cards Reconciliation Edition. Again, I did a review of this one last week if you are interested, but I first saw this on Love and Crystal's channel, because she does all her pick a cards and stuff like that, and I saw this deck. I was like, oh, that looks so like late 80s, early 90s. But the cards are super simple, but I think they really like hit some stuff. So this is like some really good like shadow work type stuff, really diving deep. Even though it is simple, it like boom. So you definitely have to be in a certain headspace when you are working with this deck. I have noticed, because sometimes it's like, you know what, I don't want to work with my daddy issues right now. Maybe I'll do that another time. But there's definitely some interesting things here to dive into. So yes, the Truth Deck Reconciliation Edition is an indie deck, actually created in the LBC in Long Beach, California. Long Beach is where I went to college. Okay, the next one is the Lantern Oracle, another gorgeous deck. This one I saw, my friend Steph and I, we talk every day through an app called Viber, and so she had gotten this deck, and I was like, I don't know. And she was like, I think you would really like it. So I got it. Yeah, I really like it. So this is by Angelina Mirabito, PhD, and the illustrations are by Yuli Alejo. Wait till you see the illustrations, guys. Okay, so it's, of course, it's all about divine feminine, and so it's broken up into different categories, like it's like maiden, mother, crone. It's the different phases of life, and so there's different energies that are coming through the cards of things that might come up during that different phase of life, because obviously what's coming up during your crone years are different than what's coming up for you during your maiden years and your mothering years, whether or not you have a child. But so yeah, this is very like evocative. Like I was like, what? So this is some intense journaling work. I don't know if I'll use it for clients yet, but I do know that for me at least it's really powerful. So definitely one to check out if you are interested. Alrighty, moving right along. There was a deck that I got at the same time as that deck, actually. Again, Steph, you are enabling me. Just as I enable you guys. Okay, so this is the Star Temple Oracle, and this is by Susie Cherub. And this is all based on the Pleiades, the seven sisters, and also there's one card for their mother and one card for their father as well. But also very cool energies that come through. I've always loved Pleiades, you know, Orion, Pleiades. That's like, I don't know, they were just like my favorites when I first was learning the solar system when I was in elementary school, and it's kind of like just continued to be my favorite. And the fact that there's a deck that came out that has personified these seven sisters is like really cool. I mean, that card, really, like the artwork is outstanding. So cool. So there's like a few cards for each sister, you know. So we have Merope, and so there's going to be a lot of those, you know, very similar cards. You have Electra, so of course you're going to have very similar cards on there. You have Silano, and you also have Maya, so you're going to have a lot of very, like I said, similar cards. Taygeta is one that comes up for me a lot. I'm like, really? That one is freaking gorgeous. I love that card. Oh, and then you have Atlas, which is their dad. And I believe Pleione is mom. So, yeah. There's one card I'm looking for, you guys. It's, there we go. This card hits me like in the feels and the intuition, and just, and it comes up a lot. Like almost every reading that I have with this card, this deck, like this card comes up. I'm like, and it's a gorgeous card. So anyway, like I said, if you guys are interested and maybe you've had fascination with, you know, the Pleiades, grouping of stars, then this is definitely a deck to check out. Okay, moving on. We have just a couple of decks left, and this one was a pre-order. I pre-ordered it in, I think, May, and it finally came in September, and that was the Journey of the Sacred Bee Tarot. And what I liked about this, and oh, by the way, it's signed and numbered because, you know, it's the pre-order edition. But this is by, let's see if I can, I know she has her name there that she signed, but I can't read her signature. Girl, why is your name not on your deck? But this is the first edition. Okay, so the cards has this beautiful gold foil and sacred geometry on the back, which is pretty cool. And I love this collage deck. Actually, I kind of like collage decks. I used to not like collage decks, but now I love them. Well, not all of them, but I love most of them. And it has blue gilding, which is pretty cool. And a portion of every sale went to an organization that's for the preservation of bees. Because as you know, our bee populations are declining, and we need our pollinators because we need what they do to basically keep our plants going. It's like a whole system. It's a very delicate system, and if we lose any piece of that system, you know, things start to crumble. We don't want that to happen. I do know that the tree in my front yard is quite the bee magnet, so we don't have any shortage of bees around my property. There's like butterflies and bees everywhere, and everybody's like so harmonious. Actually, I'm pretty sure the wild likes to just come to my home, my residence specifically. So we have like a mountain lion that comes in the backyard. We have a lot of skunks. We have tons of gophers. We have a squirrel that's been hanging out in the front yard. We have like a bazillion lizards. I also found there's a diamondback rattlesnake that has come to hang out. We have hawks, we have owls, tons of bees, tons of monarch butterflies, and yellow swallowtail butterflies. So there you go. Okay, one final deck for you guys, and that is the Tarot of the Divine, again by Yoshi Yoshitani, the one I talked about went along with this book here. So this book is actually would be like the really good companion guidebook to this deck, because the guidebook here just gives you the basic meanings of the cards and doesn't really go into the stories of the images that are depicted on each of these cards. There's the backing. Really good cardstock, by the way. Nice linen cardstock. I need to do reviews. I need to do a lot of different reviews. But anyway, beautiful artwork. So this same artwork is what you're going to see in the Beneath the Moon book. So if you do end up getting this one, I highly recommend that you get the book as well, so that you have a better background on like what's actually being depicted here, along with your understanding of the RWS. And also just going with your intuition, because there's so much here that, you know, I wouldn't even say that you would have to understand the RWS meanings. You could just kind of go off your intuition. I'm all about using your intuition. I did a whole video about like how to read tarot cards and stuff like that, and it's all about intuition. So definitely check that out if you're interested. That's in my, I think it's in my DIY, because like, you kind of DIY yourself tarot reading. But yeah, it's in my DIY playlist. So there you go. All right, you guys, that was everything in my September faves for 2020. This was a lot of fun. I love sharing this stuff with you guys. Hey, maybe it sparks some creativity, or maybe you just had fun having a gander in like what I use, you know, in my day-to-day. So anyway, like I said, I hope you guys enjoyed this. If you did, don't forget to give it a thumbs up. Don't forget to click subscribe, and don't forget to click that ding 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 notification bell for more videos just like this. And if you want to catch a reading from me, head over to www.kittensweightsandtarot.com. Not only do I have a plethora of readings, but I also have my bracelets that I make. I have my room and body sprays. I have my salves. Actually, the Goddess of the Rose Beauty Salve is my bestseller. I have my Travel Witch altar pendants. I have ancestral altar pendants. I have my Rainbow Bridge altar pendants, and I have my own oracle deck, which was community created and community funded. Is my Wally's World Oracle. Definitely go check it out. And also my website, I have a newsletter which is absolutely free to sign up. I hit your inbox on the 1st of every month, and that is the only time I email you anything, so I don't play the spam game. And that newsletter has witchy DIYs, arts and crafts DIYs, channels that I'm watching, tea that I'm drinking, herbs that I'm using, stones that I'm using for the month. So if that stuff interests you, then definitely sign up. And stay tuned, because there's more information coming for my Leon Mystery School. That's right, I'm head mistress of my mystery school, and I have had this like on my mind for quite some time. I have 6 other fabulous teachers from here on YouTube who are going to be teaching at my Leon Mystery School. And yes, doors open in October. I will let you know when the official opening date is, but I know there's a lot of people who are just like biting at the bit, like ready to, you know, start learning with us. So I'm excited to open my doors. I will let you know when that date is, but you can definitely go check out the website. I mean, it's like the webpage for Leon Mystery School isn't complete yet, because obviously we're not ready to open doors, but you can kind of see the progress that we've made. All right, so that's it for me, spiritual homies. If you want to throw a little love my way, think about joining the KWT tribe over at patreon.com/kittens, weights, and tarot. There's a lot of free goodies over there, so definitely check it out. And I will catch you spiritual homies later. Peace, love, and chicken grease. Peace out.